In this video, I kind of wanted to talk about um, what me and the uh, the INFJ that was sitting next to today talked about, because I felt it was pretty interesting, some of the things we talked about. So I kind of want to share because two INFJs together doesn't happen very often. You know, I it rarely happens in my life. You know, Uh, it's happened in the past, but not very often. So, anyways, enough about that. Um, so, we were talking about one of the things we were talking about was how hard it is for the male empath to live in this world. That's something she brought up, um, not me. But when I thought about it, like it's true because like every every class that I've gone to has been mostly women as far as empaths. Sometimes I'm the only male there. Today there was another one, but that's rare. Usually it's just me over the last couple of years, like going to these classes where mainly empaths gather and uh, hang out and learn and take classes, basically. Um, but usually it's just me as the only male, you know. Uh, and even in Al-Anon, when I go to Al-Anon, I'm usually the only male for the most part. There's a few here and there, but it's Al-Anon's a lot mostly women as well. Um, so, and I admit I am more comfortable around females than males, although I have gotten better with some males being around. Um, and I think that's because um, the most aggressive people I've been around in my life have been male for the most part. Um, my mother was kind of aggressive in her way. She was kind of a butch female, so she was kind of a man as well. So basically, all men, in a way, bombarded me. As far as my upbringing goes. But anyways, um, not to be on the pity pot again about all that. Um, everybody knows a lot of bullshit went down that wasn't fair to me on their end, and I just, I don't know. Anyways, we all know we all know how they are. uh, so no need to go into that. But anyways, back to the topic. Um, she was saying how hard it is for the male empath to be in this world, and I agreed. Because most of the man image, the male image in this country, in this world, is not tailor made for the male empath at all. Um, do you do you like to hunt and fish? I don't. You know, Fishing's okay, but like for the most part, like I was never drawn to the manly things of hunting and killing animals and fishing. You know, fishing was all right, but anyways. But you know what I mean. Like I was more drawn to like more peaceful things. Like watching a movie or playing a video game or riding my bike or, being outside, uh, that kind of thing. Like I was more drawn to that, more not shooting animals type of things. But I thought about like how insecure and I felt most of my life for being different like that, not being drawn to those things that other men were drawn to. So I never felt like a real man. So I never knew how to become a real man like everybody else and shoot guns and you know, you know what I mean? Like I never knew how to become that like them. But anyways, uh, so I understood what she was saying, like, um, because it is kind of lonely, uh, um, growing up as a male empath, for sure, uh, because like, um, I never really fit in with any of my friends. I got along with one, but he was like me, but that was rare, you know. He understood me and I understood him, and well, he understood me more than I understood him. That's for sure. He always thought like for the greater majority of for mostly when I for most of the time I knew him, he always thought I was something more than people thought or could imagine. You know what I mean? Like it was some secret that he knew about me, that I was maybe this powerhouse spirit in this kind of not powerhouse kind of looking body. You know what I mean? Like he could see through my physical body, and see what I really am, who I really am, what I can become, and who I used to be. Um, I know I was more of uh, you know, more brave, you know, before this life. I'm pretty sure I was more of a brave warrior than I am these days. These days, I'm just barely limping on, really timid and not confident, basically. But that's just something I have to work on, and I got to get self-esteem and confidence somehow. uh, it's hard to figure that out. The self-esteem and confidence. It's hard to generate that. When you never did it most of your life. You're not used to it. You're used to being cut down most of your life. You're used to cutting yourself down most of your life. You know what I mean? You're used to that bombardment of hating yourself. You're not used to the opposite of building yourself up, self-esteem, self-love. You're not used to that. You're not trained that way. Well, I know I wasn't. I was trained as the bad one, the bad kid, the evil one. Um, that's why I'm so surprised that God has helped me, because I was labeled evil for so long to my family. I even thought they were right because they saw me as bad, evil, you know, all these things. So I'm like, God wouldn't help someone that's like me because my family thinks I'm bad. Why would God help me if everybody thinks I'm bad and evil, you know? So the fact that God has helped me even a little bit is very shocking, to say the least. I almost thought it was a joke at first, when I was getting helped. I thought it was a joke, like, yeah, right, God's helping me, now. I thought it was a joke, but uh, it's not really a joke anymore, and it's kind of putting pressure on me that I have to keep stepping up to the plate and take life seriously, and actually try, Uh, I thought uh, God would bail by now or take me out by now, but he hasn't. So here we are, still going. Um, I escaped the family and walked away, but I didn't think I'd get this far. I didn't think I'd take it this far. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't think I'd last this long. You know. So that's kind of the uh, shocking thing about it is, and that's what kind of makes me nervous and kind of scared. It's like, holy shit, I'm farther than I thought I was. I thought I could go. I'm farther than, you know what I mean? This is the farthest I've ever been, away from all that crap. Um, it kind of reminds me of Samwise Gamgee from Lord of the Rings when he's like, "This is the farthest from home I've ever gone." That's how I feel. Like, yep, that's exactly how I feel. This is the farthest I've gone from everybody, you know. Um, but I don't know. But it is hard to be a male empath, even though I didn't know what I was most of my life. Um, I think I knew I was made differently or designed differently from a young age. I was I was drawn to things that my sisters weren't drawn to. Uh, you know, I was just drawn to anime, Dragon Ball Z, uh, Star Wars, uh, video games. Uh, I was drawn to a lot of things that, when I look back, I was drawn to energy type things. The video games I was drawn to were like energy type video games. Um, it's kind of what I noticed. Um, but without realizing that I was an empath, I was just drawn to these things naturally. Um, Drawn to uh, beautiful scenery on movies and uh, good graphics on the video games. Just drawn to that kind of thing. Pictures and beauty of that kind. But it wasn't what my friends were into. They were more into um, going to the bars. They were more interested in going to all the strip clubs and the bars and all that, and drinking and all that. They were all like that. And I was wondering, why am I not like that? Why don't I have a drive to be like that? You know, I don't know. And but I did notice that my best friend was a lot like me, even though we weren't. Uh, he moved away for a while. We were still pretty similar, despite that. We had the same behaviors. You know, isn't that odd? We have similar behaviors. You know, uh, I didn't even know about INFJ or whatever back then, but his family noticed that he was similar to me, and my family noticed that I was similar to him. But both families just thought both of us were crazy. They both thought we were crazy, me and my best friend, because we were so different. We thought differently, and so we were just labeled crazy no matter what we did. Um, so we just kind of embraced it, just like, fuck, they'll think we're crazy no matter what we do. You know, if I read a book, I'm crazy. It doesn't matter what I do, I'm crazy to them. And that's kind of what we realized. It's just like, fuck it. Everybody thinks we're crazy, but I think we both knew we were more than uh, what our family thought we were. I think deep down we knew we were more than that. And I guess that's kind of what I've been trying to prove on this path. It's like, I think I know that I'm more than what they thought I was, at least. I know that I'm a little bit more than that the person they thought I was. I know I'm more than that. So I'm gonna try to figure it out. And, but yeah, life was tough, for the both of us. Um, Life was really hard. Um, that's 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 one of the reasons why I want, you know, an easy out from God. Get me out of here, because my life's been so hard and it's been a pain. But there's a part of me that's crazy enough to keep this road going. Just crazy enough to just keep it rolling. Just like I'm just curious about what's around the bend. I guess that's what keeps me going. Is the crazy part of me, just like, just fuck it, just keep going. Who cares? Who cares if I can't be healed? Who cares? Let's just keep going. If I can still keep going, just keep it going. Um, but yeah, this world is not tailor made, really, and it's not friendly with the male empath, in my opinion. The males of society as a whole are not like the. Can you imagine if everybody in leadership positions were empaths? The whole world would be totally different. The whole world would be totally different. It'd be a lot more gentle, you know, overall. It'd be totally different if empaths were in the leadership positions across the world. You know what I mean? But it's not like that. Um, but if it was, the whole world would be different. It'd be less cutthroat. You know, it really would be different, in my opinion. But I don't think empaths are drawn to authority positions like uh, politicians or um, police officers or firemen. I don't see male empaths wanting to go that way, you know, in my opinion. But, anyways, uh, it is hard to see yourself as a worthwhile male, as an empath, and I know this very well from my own experience. It's hard to feel worthwhile and have a self-esteem in this type of society as a male empath. It's very hard. Um, or even a male INFJ, it's very hard to uh, feel like one of the guys. It's in my opinion, like I've never felt like one of the guys. You know, um, just always feel like this solo soldier or something, this solo person. And I wonder if that's how a lot of male INFJs feel like. It's just they're this sole soldier by themselves on this planet, trucking along one day at a time. You know what I mean? Soldiering on, basically. But, anyways, I guess that's all I wanted to say is um, I can see that, um, and I've always seen that the world, the men of the world are not really empath men friendly. You know what I mean? Because I feel like empath males have show more of a feminine energy sometimes. Kind of, I feel like I kind of do too, but um, there's more gentleness, I guess, to them. But anyways, um, what else did we talk about? What else did I talk about with her? Um, there's more that I talked to her about than the male empath struggles. She talked about how she couldn't talk the way she talked around me and the people around us for her whole life. She couldn't talk the way she does in front of us. You know what I mean? That she couldn't talk that way in front of her family, for example, in front of other friends. She could only talk a certain way around us that understood her. You know what I mean? Basically. Uh, and one thing she said is like, uh, she went into a yoga place and there was too many people and she had to get out of there because there's too many people, too crowded. And I'm like, I did that too the other day, not with yoga, but with playing cards. There's too many people playing cards, and so I had to get out of there. So I'm like, we're pretty similar in that regard. So, but she didn't see her she doesn't see her sensitivities as a defect. Like I see my sensitivities as a defect, as a flaw that needs to be fixed, that needs to be changed, that needs to be made more like other people. You know what I mean? More feeling like the normal people, you know. But she doesn't see it that way. She sees her sensitivities differently than I do. Um, so, and she also told me that I needed to value my recharge time, my alone time, my recharging. I need to value it more because I have been burning out. I feel like I've been burning out myself by being around people too much and trying to challenge myself, too much. And I do need to honor that recharge time, that alone time, because I think we are designed, uh, the INFJs are designed to recharge alone. We need that. It's part of our design to have a recharge alone time. Um, so, anyways, so I shouldn't see that as a flaw that needs to be fixed either. That I need to be alone to recharge. I shouldn't see that as a flaw or weakness either. It's just what it is. It's part of my design, I guess. But anyways, um, I keep figuring out new stuff. Every day I keep figuring out new things. Um, um, so been interesting, but I guess it keeps me going, learning new things and figuring out new things keeps me going, I suppose. Even though I think I've been trying to make myself into a man of the society, you know, um, be more like them. I think that's what I've been trying to do uh, all this time. And since I'm not like them, no matter what I do, I'm hard on myself. And I think I'm flawed and I'm fucked up because I can't be like the men of this world, you know. I can't be like the men of society, you know, that like to hunt and fish all the time, and do all these sports and activities all the time. And, I'm just not that way, you know. Um, sure, I like to play basketball here and there, but as far as being an extreme sports guy, I'm not that at all. Um, I don't even like going to the gym at all. I'd rather just walk around, explore and walk around, different places. I'd rather just do that than go to a gym. Or I'd rather do push ups, by myself than go to a gym. Um, but, anyways, I guess that's all I want to say is it is kind of it is a struggle to be an empath male. And I'm sure it's a struggle to be an empath female as well in this world. But I can see how the males could struggle because I know I've struggled. Because imagine every single class you go to try to better yourself, to try to improve yourself. Imagine you're the only man there every time, almost every time. And that's been my situation for like 2.5 years. Even in Al-Anon, I'm like the only man, you know. I'm just a man surrounded by females, and at all these meetings, all these classes, I'm always surrounded by females the whole time. And I'm sure there's a purpose for that with the universe, kind of trying to show me love and compassion, because I feel like women and are more loving, more compassionate naturally. But I don't know. That's just my opinion. Um, I didn't get a whole lot of love from either parent, so it's kind of maybe the universe making up for that, showing me what actual love with another human actually looks like. You know what I mean? Like for real, what does it kind of look like to two humans that actually care about each other, I guess, you know what I mean? I don't know. But I guess that's all I wanted to say for now. It was an interesting conversation with the other INFJ. It kind of it's kind of crazy to see yourself and somebody else talking to you in a different body. You can see yourself talking. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. I still think about the conversation because, like I said, I don't come across people that think like me at all, ever, hardly. And that's why this world is so lonely, is because finding somebody that thinks like me and talks like me or sees the world like me has been very hard to find, very hard, almost to a depressing point, that you can't find anybody that's like you. It gets kind of depressing. You can't find anybody that you can relate to. You can't find anybody that understands you. you know. And that's another thing she said. She can understand everybody else, but nobody understood her. And I'm like, that's an INFJ trait right there. You understand people, but they don't understand you at all. So that's another reason I knew she was an INFJ right there. No one understands you. Bingo. Welcome to my world. No one understands me either, even me. So, um, anyways, but I guess that's all I want to say for this video. It was good talking to you. Later.